What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, Alabama, and you are tuning in to episode number 2 of our Mazda Passion series, and this is where we get to share our Mazda passion, our passion for Mazda vehicles with each other. And I had an absolutely great conversation with Jon Overstreet from Spokane, Washington. Getting a lot of activity from the northwest area of the country, which is fantastic. It's kind of the country connecting here, as I'm down here and they're up there and all that good stuff. So that's great. And he is driving currently the crossover that is on fire. One of the crossovers that are on fire, the CX-30. So I'm excited for you to hear his opinions and insight on that vehicle. But he's also had several vehicles over several years and a lot of miles driven behind the wheel of a Mazda. So a lot of great passion and a lot of great stories to share. So without further ado, let's jump into our conversation with Jon, episode number 2 of the Mazda Passion series. So, Jon, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
I am from Spokane, Washington, essentially. I live outside of there, but that's in eastern Washington, if nobody knows. I'm married, and I have 2 kids, and I'm the manager of a gun store. I don't know if you want to put that in your video or not, but either way, there it is.
Well, you got to remember, I'm from the South, so you just got a bunch of likes on the video for that. So, what are you driving now?
I just got a couple of months ago, I got a 2020 premium white CX-30. And I got the only extra option it had was the wireless phone charger in the center console.
Cool.
But I had the dealership put in the HomeLink auto dimming mirror because that was the one thing my wife's CX-5 had that I always wanted, and so now I have it.
Cool. I was glad they came out with that wireless charger because I think took a couple of months, and then of course it retrofits in the Mazda 3 also. So that's something I try to bring in on some of them. It's a neat feature.
No, I like it. It's handy.
Well, I'm curious because I don't use that every day, but do you find yourself okay? Is it okay? You know, we have attachment issues with our phones. Are you okay with putting it in the glove box and having it out of sight?
Oh yeah. I have no issues there.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I know just from our conversation that you're not new to Mazda, so tell me what first drew you to the brand.
Well, let me give you some history if you don't mind me to ramble here.
No, go ahead.
I got out of the military, and I don't remember at what point that I was looking for a car, but I ended up buying an 82 RX-7. So not a good winter car, although that rotary engine, hated the cold. It still started every time and ran great, but that car weighed about as much as I did. So if you were driving in the snow, it would fishtail even if you didn't give it gas.
Oh, wow.
But I love that little car. It was great. I have no complaints. And from there, I went to quite a bit down the road, went to a 2003 Mazda Speed Protege, which I bought new. And then I went to a 2013 Mazda Speed 3, which I bought new. And then obviously I'm at my CX-30 now. So yeah, I'm kind of a fan.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, that's a lot of Mazdas. A lot of years and a lot of miles.
Yep. Yep.
Well, how did you choose the CX-30?
Honestly, I did a lot of research, and I'm not going to lie, watched some YouTube, ran into your videos and other people's videos. And I kind of was going for the Mazda 6 because that was kind of, it's got the turbo. You know, won't be losing the turbo from my speed. And living out where I live and obviously being in the Northwest, getting the winters that we do, I decided to go with the CX-30. Plenty of room. I'm not a small guy, and it's plenty of room in the driver's seat. And it's got some more ground clearance and all-wheel drive. So as far as the winter goes, I'm not really worried at all.
Awesome. I bet commenting with someone earlier, I bet just about every crossover is all-wheel drive up your neck of the woods.
Oh yes. In fact, yeah, if a car's offered an all-wheel drive, you're going to see that 90% of the time. 9 out of
Okay.
10 are all-wheel drive.
Okay. Well, what is your favorite part or feature of the CX-30?
Um, Again, I kind of have driven sticks my entire life, so going to an automatic was kind of weird to me, but it's got full leather interior. It's got the heads-up display. The infotainment system compared to my speed is just insanely fast. I mean, Mazda got that right. I know people are mad that it wasn't touchscreen, but once you get used to that control knob, it's really just second nature. I can just drive and do what I got to do on it. But literally, it's probably the interior. That's my favorite feature because never had leather interior in a car in my life and never had heated seats either. So my butt stays warm when it's cold.
That's cool. I get that question a lot about the new infotainment. It does seem a lot faster to me.
Oh,
So
it's insanely fast.
are you streaming any music or anything, or using CarPlay or Android
Yep,
Auto?
I use Android Auto,
Okay.
and obviously I do have Sirius XM right now, but I use Android Auto more than anything, honestly. And the thing about the new infotainment system, to me, going from a 2013 Mazda Speed, again, obviously infotainment systems have come a long ways regardless of the
Right.
manufacturer, but even compared to my wife's CX-5, that new infotainment system is insanely fast. If I plug in my phone, start the car, it immediately goes to, say, Spotify, starts my song exactly where it was, and it's like instant. Now,
Wow.
in my speed, it was probably 30 seconds or more just to get my phone to connect, let alone start streaming something. So to me, that infotainment system is just insanely fast, and I think Mazda nailed it.
Cool. Cool. Are you set up with the connected services?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What features of that do you think you'll use the most?
Honestly, I will use the remote start. And now that it's kind of winter time, I'll warm the car up before I have to go to work in the morning. But honestly, I'm kind of a tech dork, I guess you could say. And I
Me
check
too.
my
Me
tire
too.
pressure, I check my oil level. If the thing sends me an alert, here's the thing I never knew. And I don't even know if you know this. I got an alert from the app the other day. My windshield washer fluid was low.
Oh,
It
wow.
literally told me my windshield
I
washer
didn't know
fluid was
that
low.
either.
So I was like, oh God, this just makes the tech dork in me happy, you know. I mean, but yeah, I'll pretty much use it all. But I mean, I think the remote start I wouldn't use other than winter time, but the rest of it I definitely use, honestly, because you can check your fuel and all of that good stuff. It's just nice to have handy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's some of the stuff that I like, because people, especially up where you guys are, but down here we're so hot, cold that we always get lights on and different things like that. So just having that at your fingertips and saying, "Hey, here's where we're at," or "Here we're good," or whatever the situation is for tire pressure, I think that's what a lot of people are going to use, even if they don't want to go put air in it themselves or what have you. They'll just know
Right.
for peace of mind a little bit. So Mazda says that they improved the lives of drivers by creating a better vehicle. How is your CX-30 a better vehicle for you?
Well, kind of as I pointed out, living where I live, having that extra ground clearance and that all-wheel drive are two key features of why I bought it, other than the fact that the interior is amazing to me. And like I told you, I have a long drive every day to and from. You know, I'm doing about 90 miles a day. So that car being as comfortable and as nice as it is, nicest vehicle I've ever owned, that's for sure. It just makes the drive so much more enjoyable, honestly. And I will say this, for a crossover, it drives like a car. Mazda's got that thing figured out because I've pushed it here and there in corners, whatever, to see. I used to drive a Mazda Speed. Trust me, I can push a car, but this thing just goes, and I've never even felt like, oh gosh, I'm not in control. I, I love it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I appreciate you sharing that. Um, Well, you've been driving Mazdas for many years, and Mazda wants to stir emotion and make cars that make driving matter. What's the one thing about driving your CX-30 that makes you like driving it more? I know you do it 90 miles a day, but why would you choose to continue to drive it farther if you needed to?
Again, I hate to say it, but the way it handles, and the interior. Because let's be real, if you're not comfortable or you don't feel like you're in control of the car, then you don't want to drive. And to me, that's the one thing Mazda gives you is you're A, comfortable, and B, you feel like you can feel what the car wants to do or is going to do. So you feel in control.
Awesome. Awesome. Did you have anything else you want to add about the CX-30 before we jump into the lightning round?
Not really, other than I must say, I will give Mazda props that they're still sticking with the non-CVT transmission, because I will tell you I would keep driving a stick if they ever went to CVT transmissions, because I hate them. But other than that, I like their automatics. Like I said, first one I've ever driven, I've kind of gotten used to it. Learned to enjoy the more relaxing drive, but I hope to God they never go CVT, because that'll kill them.
Well, I think much like everybody else, we may see some CVTs in electronified vehicles, but hopefully mainstream we won't see any. So
I hope
I'm kind of the same way. And Mazda, I think as long as they're looking for the driver first, they'll have it with the shifting gears. So I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
All right, well, let's jump into the lightning round. What is your most favorite vehicle of all time?
Well, I've never owned it, but I am a kid from the 80s, so I'm going to say a Lamborghini Countach.
Okay.
Miami Vice for the win. It's a car I would love to own. Would love to own one.
Fantastic. What is your most favorite Mazda, owned or not owned?
I would say my Mazda Speed 3, because my wife and we looked at those for about 3 years before we finally pulled the trigger, and finally got it in 2013, which, as you know, is the last year they made them, because I was like, honey, we got to get it. The last year they're making them. We have no more time to lollygag.
Right.
And so, like I told you, I drive a lot. That car, 7 years, almost 8 years old for me now. I still own it. I love it, though. It's a great car.
That's great. Well, you take it out once a week or something, or what's the...
Right now. Yeah, right now. I mean, I hate to say it. I love that car, but realistically, I might sell it next year. I don't know. Oh. I'm still pondering.
All right.
I don't want to get rid of it, but at the same time, I don't need 35 cars either.
Right. I got you. If you could change one thing today on your CX-30 or future Mazda vehicles, what would it be?
I want black rims on all of them.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but that's the one thing that I even on my Mazda Speed 3 when I got it in 2013, I wish it would have had black rims. Now, I added them down the road, but the point is, I know Mazda's doing that on some of their models now. I wish they would just do it on all of them. I like it better than chrome.
Yeah, or at least give an option to order one or the other. That's the one thing that, well, when I first started, the Touring CX-5 had the 19-inch wheels that matched the Grand Touring. Then they went back to 17s. So they don't give you much wheel options at all. So even if they just gave you, hey, do you want kind of a aluminum or painted chrome, or do you want, black, just give you an option. I think that would work with me too.
No, that would be the one thing.
Okay. I agree with you there. What vehicle, model, type, style do you wish Mazda would make? Just, go way out there.
Bring back the RX-7.
Oh, bring it back. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the RX-7 back.
Okay, so I think officially to have an RX name, you have to have a rotary engine. So are you saying that you want the same rotary engine, or would you want a new updated rotary engine?
I don't know, because I never drove an RX-8, never really knew anybody that had one. Now, I heard they had oil issues, whether burning it or leaking it.
Right.
So I don't know. As long as they could figure that stuff out, I'd be happy with a new one. But like I said, my 82, it hated cold weather, but that thing always started and I never had an issue with it. So maybe bring back the old one with
Yeah.
more horsepower and
Yeah.
torque. I don't know. I'm okay with that.
They could dress it up a little bit and get it
Yep.
EPA compliant and be good to go.
Yep.
Okay, the final question here in the lightning round is, how do you describe your Mazda Passion?
I would say I'm going to be generic here, and anybody that's owned more than one Mazda in their life, I'm going to say they are made for the driver. Honestly, if you're driving a Mazda, you're probably comfortable, feeling control, and are enjoying the fact that you're driving. Maybe other brands do that, but I would not say they do it as consistently as Mazda does.
Well, that's great. That's great. I agree with you too. And like we were saying earlier, I think everybody just needs to get behind the wheel of one, especially if they're not familiar with the brand, because that's where you can tell the biggest difference. When you're looking for a car, or just when you get behind it, it's they say it's a driver centric design and build, and I agree with that. You get behind the wheel and you're comfortable, you enjoy it. It actually does excite emotion. And there's some things, and I think, like to your point, their gear automatic transmission helps with that too, because if you put a CVT in there, it's just not the same drive.
Nope, not at all, especially in winter conditions. CVTs are horrible.
Well, I enjoyed our time today, and is there any final remarks you'd like to share to the YouTube world out there?
Not really, other than like you said, if you've never test driven a Mazda, give it a shot at least. I mean, they've been around 100 years now. They're obviously doing something right, but if you don't give them a shot, you'll never know.
Well, Jon, I appreciate your time tonight, and I really appreciate some of the Q&A that you gave me at the beginning here, and hopefully we can reconnect in the future. And I do, again, episode number 2 of this Mazda Passion series. I appreciate you reaching out to me and us connecting and being able to share this with the audience there.
No, thank you. And like I said, I'm glad you started this series, so let's hope it keeps going.
Yeah, I hope so. And I've already got 1 or 2 more already lined up, so we just have to work out some scheduling. So if you're watching this like Jon and own several Mazdas and want to get out here and share your story, that's what this is all about. So I appreciate you tuning in to the second episode. And Jon, again, I appreciate your time.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jon.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a good one.